I'm Dr. T from FKE, your coordinator and also the chairman of Jawatan Kuasa Capstone, right? Capstone Committee. So I'm recording these sessions, and later on I will share this session on YouTube, and you may want to watch it if you want to replay. So I make it this session short, right? It's about an hour. I won't take 2 hours. Most of the time I'll take probably less than an hour. If you have no question, probably even faster. Um, so far we have 237 and then we have 48 supervisors supervising each group. I also took one of the group, right? One of the group, I'm supervising one group. So if you have any problems, please let us know, right? About this assessment, about these activities. So we have the master group in WhatsApp, right? Master group. Please post your question in the master group regarding the procedures, assessments, and about any probably management issue in a faculty or whatever that regarding IDP, I might possible help, right? And of course, I would help. And regarding this private group, between your supervisor, please form your group. Right? You already formed a group. I've seen a lot of you, including myself, right? I already met my student this morning, IDP student. So we are running out of time, right? Please meet your supervisor as fast as possible. Okay. You can hear me, right? If you can't hear me, please raise your hand or maybe voice out, right? Stop me anytime if you think that you lost the vision or maybe the screen is lost, right? You can't see it. Please tell me, right? Don't be shy, right? We have now 149 participants. Don't worry, right? So what else? Okay. So I'm going to share the PowerPoint. I'm going to share as well this briefing section regarding to the philosophy and implementation of IDP or in FKE. So I'm going to brief it today, and also I'll share the slide one in author. You may want to read the slide just to recall and any information which is important to you, right? Or maybe you want to raise in the group. So far, we have no problem on the communication, right? We have construct Autel, which is the official platform for all students. You can raise your questions. Can you? I don't think you can raise a question in Autel, but you can raise the question in WhatsApp, right? In the master group. But Autel, we share all the information and also some of the group activity, right? For your activity to submit a report and videos later on, right? I would remind you, right? Jawatan Kuasa, and I will remind you about the activities. Later on, I'll come to that. Don't worry, right? Today, I'm going to brief you, right, for all SVs, SV, and then students, right, register, register for BEE 4803 Integrated Design Project for semester 1, sessions 2023, 2024, right? For both program, BEV and BEJ, right? BE and BEJ. So this is me, right? Handsome guy, right? I took it probably during MCO. Corporate video, corporate gambar. You can find me, right? Yes. Any comment about my handsome picture? Welcome to praise me. Okay. So you can find myself, right? With the email, and also you can type my name and search for UTHM, right? You find myself. And you are able to look for communications and my portfolio, right? Basically all UTHM stuff, right? If you know the name by name, you can search by name and you know, right? Yes, Mr. Lim Kian. Anything, Mr. Lim? You raise your hand or just try it
Yes,
out. Hello? Press the
hello,
button. Hello, Lim. Mr. Lim. Yes.
hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Miss, press the button.
Misplay, no worry, right? Just play around, right? Sometimes I play around, so no worry. Yeah, say hello to everybody. Okay. So you can reach me with a handphone. Of course, you got my number, right, in the WhatsApp, right? And in the Jawatan Kuasa, right? I'm not alone, I'm not alone. We have a team, We have a team, we call it Capstone Project, right? Capstone Project Committee or Jawatan Kuasa Project Capstone, FKEE, right? So I'm the chairman and I'm being assisted by the members. The secretary will be Dr. Muhammad Anas Bazari, secretary, and he also lead one of the team, right? For those who lead, right? And his contact number is here. And also I've been being assisted by a number of supervisors. So Dr. Noor Hafiza, Dr. Syahrir, Dr. Rafida, Dr. Siti Haji Amina, Prof. Madia, Dr. Hafiza, Fariza, and Dr. Chiu, And then of course we have this TS Dr. Said Jahuru, and also Encik Muhammad Saidan. Right, if any problem regarding the management, the structure about this IDP, you may want to raise a question. Raise the question. Philosophy, why we have IDP? Right, it's a design course for all bachelor engineering. I mean bachelor engineering. Yeah. So it's a design course for all engineering, bachelor engineering. You need to register it. It's a compulsory courses for all bachelor engineering courses, which is required by EAC, right? Engineering Accreditation Council, right? So this is very important. We fulfill the requirement so that your certificate of engineering, Bachelor of Engineering, right? It will be recognized, right? Recognized by the country and also worthwhile. But this is very important. And the reason of that, right? We're going to fulfill this thing, right? You have been trained. You are being trained as an engineer. You work in a group, right? So there are a number of attributes. Attribute means your features, right? As an engineer, right? So now you start to see in the third year and fourth year, right? You start to see that you are going to be trained, right, in number of way, right? You are being trained to be independent, to be vocal, to work in a team, right? To be ethic, right? Ethic means you know what is professional ethics, responsibility, right? All these accountabilities, right? And also clean, all these things, right? And these are the features, right? When you work, right, you want to be a competent engineer. Also, as a person, you are also being a trustworthy persons, right? A professional being trustworthy by the stakeholder, probably a company or customer, right? Being trust, but this is the element of being trusted. Okay. So these are the challenge, right? So we need IDP just a training so that we want to challenge that you are work in a team, right? You are able to communicate, come up with idea. You are able to face, right? Make a solutions, right? Try to propose a solution to a real life problems. So according to accreditation manual, right, the real life problem is not something that you create out of thin air. There's something, yes, there's something really needed, right? Something problem needed in the world. That's regarding to the environment, health, and science and socials, right? Very needed as an engineer, right? You are going to come out with some sort of solution in a teamwork. So you are going to make use of the resources, the knowledge, budget, money that you have, and you work in a team to come out with a solution. And that challenge is not easy. That challenge is not easy. Now you see that the framework is very organized. In a practical scenario, probably you do not have this very clear cut of what is the problem, right? and you do not have a supervisor. You need to think about how to identify the problem and come up with solution with limited resources, right? So this is a training so that we are going to see that you are able to work and come up with a solution. So the requirement from EAC, you can download it. You can download from EAC according to the standard 2020, right? We are going to uh, to get a new version, right? Where we got standard 2024, right? But at the moment, we still adapt to 2020. So we are going to look for IDP where we challenge complex, right? Complex problem solving and complex engineering activity, right? These are the actual work that you are doing. All right, don't bother about the complex term, right? Actually, you are doing things. Right? Naturally, you are trying to solve a problem, right? And the problem you involve a number of activities that are complex. That means you have involved different persons, you work in a team, you come up with solutions, right? Challenge a number of skills that are complex, right? Considered complex in the area of health and safety, societal and project management, economic, environment consideration. So the consideration is complex, right? For a real story, a real scenario, right? You need to consider about money. You need to consider about the real impact in terms of the economy, in terms of this the outcome. You also in terms of this environment, if any pollution, right? You need to think about the health and safety. Is it going to hurt anybody? So this consideration, you consider a lot of factors. Those are complex, right? Yeah, particularly in any real world scenario, right, you need to think about many constraints. These are the constraints. They put it into the framework, and this constraint you need to consider. All right, now these are complex. You need to work in a group and need to work in the engineering solution. So these are the RPP, right? We're going to challenge this outcome and also the learning outcome, right? So I'm going to share the learning plan, right, which is will be approved by the faculty on the group, right? In a group or maybe in author. Okay, forget about this thing. So we're going to challenge all these things, right? So in technology wise, it's just a sharing right, on the technology wise, right? When you try to challenge a problem, you come up with a solution. It might not be an immediate solution, right? There are level of solution. A level of solution according to the national guideline, right? We call it technology readiness level. The level where you are going to be ready to put in the market, right? So right, you may want to think probably you are going to challenge somewhere where you got some sort of prototyping, right? In IDP, right? In IDP, we do not look at the fundamental research, right? We do not look at this, what is the idea proving, right? Probably we are more only likely to look at the prototyping on sort of solution itself, right? Likely towards products, or maybe we call it a prototype, right? So an early prototype is possible. Probably prototype 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's all right. But you can produce prototype 1, right? So remember, a prototype means a trial to come up with some sort of early works, right? That is called prototype. Right? So early work could be sort of receive command, and then you need to improvise, you need to improve from time to time. Then we come up with prototype 2, prototype 3, and 4, right? And finally, we come up with a final prototype, right? And this is iterate over time. At the moment, we require you to come up with sort of prototype, either software, right? Right? Either a soft prototype, which is virtual in software or simulation, or maybe a prototype in terms of hardware, right? A hardware, a bicycle, right? A bicycle, IoT products, weather station, a blood monitoring tools, or maybe AI face recognition. Those are the technology that we're looking for, where you apply to a scenario of application, and that solves the problem, right? You need to raise it up. Just for knowledge, right? This is technology readiness level. So the philosophy required to understand, right? Understand a problem. Discuss with the SV, right? You don't need to listen everything to the SV. You can counter, right? Author, or maybe ask question, right? Discussion, right? So the outcome will be a discussions between SV and members, right? So what is the topic exactly? We have three themes, tema. We have three themes, right? Themes at tema. The first one will be the smart health. Second one, smart home city slash city, smart home slash city, which is considered one theme. The third one is energy efficiency. So if you are being given to a team, you may discuss among your group and maybe SV, to detail out, to come out what is the exact problem and the topics, right? We are going to ask you, right, in the week 4, right, your proposal, and probably you need to come up by hook or by crook. You need to come up with your identified titles and abbreviation, or maybe sort of abstracts, right, regarding the problem and the outcome itself and how you do it. Right, we call it proposal. So the understanding level is very important. So why you need to challenge that problem, understand. So a lot of time I remind you, right? Don't just simply copy a Arduino project. Do not simply, right? I mean, simply means you just copy it and just do it work. It's a toy by itself. But if you revise, you innovate, you improvise, right, a solution and to a problem itself, and you are able to answer to that problem through that questionnaire, through the interview. You may try to design all these things, so that you are able to bridge between, right, the real problem and your proposed solution, and you need to justify, right? You need to justify, right, to the proposal and to the problem with the solution. So the first stage, right, understand. I encourage you to talk, to brainwash and brainstorming, and to do questionnaire, or to design sort of questionnaire, or to interview some pakar. Pakar may be a medical doctor, industrial man, engineer, or maybe accountants, or maybe Sri Rumah Tangga, right? Or maybe your housewife, or what, if that project is regarding to housewife, right? Regarding the facility in home, or anything, right? Then you got this understanding the problem, right? And the challenge is you do not design something which is not needed in the market. Who need a mask, right? This shape, right? Why you want to design this, right? You need to design something. Okay, there is somebody in the world, they have some challenge, they need something, they try to come up with a solution, right? So this is very important, and you are going to answer this, right? And also you want to analyze it using STEEP analysis, right? Social, technology, economy, politics, right? They look at this as STEEP analysis, right? The template is available in Autel. You can download it. You need to analyze and justify, right? Look at this. Imagine that you are come up with your products. You are going to sell these products to a customer. You need to sell this idea to an investor, somebody going to pump in money for you to develop a project, right? How are you going to define this project? You need to answer a number of specs. You need to answer why you need to do this. What is the impact to this social technology and the background, right? All the backgrounds, impact and influences and factors. Besides, beside the money that could possible gain, right? When you propose a business model, that will be a later stage, right? We're going to come to that business model and pitching, right? Probably on a number of a few groups, not all, right? And leave that alone, no problem. And then you need to answer all these factors. Justification, right? And other tools where we are going to use will be all these templates are available in hotel, right? NABC needs approach benefit competitions, right? And there's two forms, CPS and EA form. Another one is SDG. I didn't include. Yes, I already included SDG. Right. So those are the claim, right? The claim, how your project going to contribute to these different angles of consideration, right? Consideration. And people might ask, right? How complex is how actually you consider this problem, right? Consider this problem. What are the challenging factors, criteria, constraints? What are the activity that you're going to do, right? How sustained it is, right? The goal it is, right? And you might want to refer to national guideline where we have the SDG, right? Is this solution matched to the SDG guideline in the national guideline? Yes, why not, right? And this is something if you want to look for the alignment, right? You are going to align side by side with the national policy. Very important, right? National policy, right? Implementation, right? Now we get a picture, you get a picture of this philosophy, the idea why IDP. What is actually the spirit of IDP? We want to challenge, right? The spirit of IDP, and then we want to challenge about a project. Those are the philosophy, a good will, right? And good picture. But to come up with this IDP, we need sort of a team. We encourage it work in a team. So we have Jawatan Kuasa Capstone, right? We are going to form a student into a group. Just for information, right? Student grouping, I did it on a something like shuffle, right? Shuffle, something like playing card, right? Using sort of Excel and then random number and then just resort it, right? So that you got a random, right? It's not match, right? According to names or whatever. No, right? Just shuffle it. And then supervisor, the supervisor team, they are all competent and highly educated, right? A lot of them, I mean, most have PhD. They are expert in their domain. They know what to do, right? So some of them have money. Some of them have money, right? Have money to pay for the project. Some probably you need to pay on your own. So talk to your supervisor, right? So you need to work together and then brainstorm, right? And brainstorm about the problem, the solution, right? I'm not involved. Jawatan Kuasa Capstone, I'm not involved in this. You need to talk between your supervisor. This is the structure of the work, okay? And I encourage you among your group, right? Let's say HG1, right? Let's say HG1. I just talked to my group, right? Among your group, right? You want to choose a leader. We call it manager, right? Where you have this industrial role. Manager, you got the engineer. Probably under manager, you may want to choose a deputy, right? Choose among yourself. So in a team, 5 of you, or maybe 4, there's one leader. And that leader, at the moment, we call them in the industrial term, we call it manager. And the manager play a very important role. The manager is going to keep timing the activities, remind the members, outframes the activity, assign the job to members and engineer. We call them engineer, right? The members, and also coordinate with local authority, which is Jawatan Kuasa Capstone and other activities, right? Coordinate, right? We need to coordinate with others, and also scheduling with your superior, right? Which is your supervisor, right? Superior, we call it CTO, right? Now it's Chief Technical Officer. Your supervisor could be named as a Chief Technical Officer, and Chief Technical Officer will listen to the solution and also give sort of advices. So these are the framework in your in the organization, right? So I hope, right? I hope every team choose a manager, and a manager is very important though, right? Right? And he need to initiate, right? And competent person with and initiate persons and accountability persons going to going to bridge, right? A manager is very important to bridge among the member, the engineer, and the CTO and the authorities, right? And also timekeeping, and also probably belanja, right? Treats McDonald's or KFC, so that you got this kind of relationship, not just McD or KFC, probably sort of drink, right? Just to smooth out the communication and relationship, right? Sometimes, right? Yeah, I think most of the time, right, being a leader is not just simply just verbally, right? Sometimes you want to encourage the relationship, right? Eat, right, and drink, right, is sort of activities, that promote the relationship. I suggest you may not want to do this, right, but the suggestion is so far my experience. So far so good, right? This is the suggestion structure, right? Suggestion structure. You may want to look for that, and manager and the team may look out for this budget as well. Money. You need to budget in a list, bill of material and what the framework of the works, right? I think a lot of you are going to sponsor yourself, right? You need to look for what is the money you can going to pay from each member, and probably you have some resources you may want to borrow or maybe use some other resources. Probably you've done some project before, you want to use that project resources such as ESP32 Arduino and other sensor that you use, or you want to recycle, or maybe some other resources your member, right, probably like to sponsor, right? No harm, right? No harm. Or maybe some parent, right, like to sponsor. Yes, why not? We are not going to stop it, right? But you need to discuss, right? This is part of activities, right? Budgeting. So these are the key things, right? You see all the listing, right? I already posted in the group and also author. Please check, right? And for those who have not formed the group, please do it fast, right? Do it fast. And from time to time, right? I pledge because registration of IDP still going on. There are students coming in, register late, right? Because probably LI. So I pledge team member, please check your team list. If you already have 5 members, don't worry, you already full house, right? No more member. But if your team only 4, probably you are able to add in more, right? But there's one team from Indonesia. There's one team from Indonesia. I wouldn't add any more member to this team because they are particularly led by Dr. Wan Swamizan, and they are the inbound. We call it inbound student, right? And welcome, right, from this student from Indonesia. Okay, welcome. Okay, they are going to join us in the show day, right? IDP showcase in week 14. Okay, so I skip a bit. It's a lengthy story. Right? Okay. So the activities, right? I skip this thing. Okay. This activity, I would like to refer to this chart. Can you see the screen? PDF. Any of you answer me? Any of you?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Doctor.
Thank
Yeah.
you for answering. IDP proposed work plan. I think I already upload to author. Remind me if I did not upload it, right? I think I did. Sometimes I'm already getting old. I might forgotten, but please remind me, right? In a nice way. I might forgot things here and there, right? But please remind me. So we have only 14 weeks. For this semester, we have 14 weeks, no semester break. Please remind yourself, no semester break, continuous week 1 to week 14. So very short. So I remind you so that you meet your SV and a group, right? Get it out, the work, start your works as fast as possible. You can work in somewhere in the lab. All the lab are open for activities, right? All the lab. I'm going to share you the lab list as well. And you may call the penolong jurutera. If you need to use the lab, just request. All you need to request. You are given this permission to use the lab, right? PSM and IDP, all lab. You can request. If you have any problem, you can forward to me in the group. So please rancang and work it fast. Come out with the activities, right? So week 1 we have this briefing and the most important of week 14, right? Week 14. I'm a bit quick. Week 4. Week 4, right? We have this proposal. Right? I'm going to remind you, right? Week 4, right? So proposal, please, a group, right? The template, right? The template is in author. You may want to check it out. Template. Please come up with a proposal with the title and the abstract and some of the content and submit it in author. Right? The Capstone committee is going to appoint the panel to evaluate and we'll get it back to you later on. Likely, this is activity for you to exercise so that you jump into a direction, right? This exercise is very similar to PSM. Quickly, you jump into a direction so that there is no ting tong, left and right. You never decide, right? So quickly on week 4, you decide your direction. At least you don't change too much on the following weeks, right? And then week 5, we have the peer review. I'm going to talk about peer review, right? Later on, right? And peer review is on week 5 and week 10. I'm going to remind you later on. And it's very important, right? Your member, M1, M2, M3, M4, and 5, right? Are going to review each of you, right? And you need to pay attention to that. For those who did not review, it may affect your member, right? And the motivation is to uh, to talk bravely. You don't work harmony, right? If your member do not perform, you want to in the industry. I met people in from the industry. They talk in a brave way. They talk in a very brave way. I mean, they will tikam, they will scold, they will screw them, right? If you do not perform in a group, right? Right? Because that disturb their performance. And probably in real world, probably for those who actually slow not perform. But slow doesn't matter. It's only not perform, right? Right? It would delay and probably disturb the bonus in the year end. But for some company, yes, right? Because the performance decrease because one member or two member did not perform, or maybe did not answer, become parasite. They cannot tolerate. We want you to report to evaluate your member in peer review week 5 and week 10, right? And the key element week 10, right? And also after that, right? The attendance, right? Right? We have it's not written here. We call it progress report, right? Progress report. Each of you need to M1, M2, M3, M4 need to fill in, right? For 10 weeks, right? Another one will be evaluated by your supervisor, which is attendance, right? We have progress report, attendance, peer review, right? Right? You need to be careful about and pay attention to this assessment. And finally, we expect a video. I'm going to share you later on the video example we uploaded to YouTube already. You may check it out later on. The link I'll give you, and it's see how your previous senior have done it. Okay. And those are the example. I hope that you can have some sort of creativities, right? Right, in about 5 to 10 minutes, right? And then you are going to present in a very short time what actually you are doing, right? And then submit your final report and minutes. And then week 14, very important, on 11 January next year. We're going to run a IDP showcase together, run together with this PSM. PSM going to run on this poster, right? And showcase as well. But IDP going to do showcase where you, every group need to show off your products. We'll give you this probably a table somewhere, and each group going to show off with probably a presentation or maybe a poster or maybe with a product together for to the visitor. The visitor could be your junior, could be any, and we open for all all people. We open for UTHM also outsider. Probably we will invite this school, primary school or secondary school boys and girls to come and see and this big brothers work, right? Yes, we invite students from secondary and primary school, right, to see and your works, right? Be proud of your works, right? And then also evaluation. The panel for industry and from UTHM, right? FKE, we are going to evaluate your works, right, during IDP showcase in the morning, likely. And then after that, we are going to deliver opening, closing, and pricing ceremony in probably in an hour. After that, right? Probably afternoon. Then we are going to give out prize certificate. Prize is good, right? Probably you heard about this from last semester, right? Prize is good, right? Okay, so be proud, right? Be proud of your works, and then you see all the works on YouTube. So I make a bit quick, Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes,
Anybody?
Doctor.
Yes,
Yes,
I
Doctor.
like you to be right interactive. You listen to me, I also listen to you as well. Our platform, I ignore this thing, right? So week 14 and not 15. Okay. Also we have lecture series, lecture series, lecture series. I think I share with you lecture series. This lecture series, lecture series. Give to you the date already confirmed. The date all. I think we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lecture series out of 14 weeks. We have 6 of them. Well, I'm not trying to occupy all the time, right? Just 6 of you. So the reason of this lecture series is we want you to have this kind of exposure to expert exposure to expert, right? We invite speaker from FKE and also from SSKTM, right? Dr. Dr. Suji from SSKTM, also Dr. Siti Zuita, right? From FSKTM, and Dr. Sharia, Dr. Muhammad Shukri from PPD, and Dr. Hafiza from FKE, of course myself, right? I'm doing now the first lecture, right? So you are going to expose to a number of ideas, right? Ideas and discipline, and some probably you never heard of, just exposure, right? There's a bit of special on week 4, right? Week 4, we are going to run it on by afternoon, 2 to 4, because Dr. Suji cannot commit on by 11. We're going to use the same channel, right? Same link. All lecture series, we're going to use the same link, right? And then all these are 11 to 1, right? 11 to 1, 11 to 1. All these are 11 to 1, right? So except week 4. And I'll keep remind you in the master group. No worry, right? No worry. Likely to be in hour or plus something like this. Very rare, right? Very rare. We have 2 hours. Attendance, I'll take your attendance, right? For all lecture series, right? It's a very important attendance record, eh? I'd like you to attend all these lecture series. Okay. I'm a bit hungry now. Okay, lecture series, yeah, I complete the lecture series. So just keep on this thing. That's right. We got activity list already. We have team, right? All this team. We already have the group, right? Discuss with the supervisor the topics. And a design sheet, right? In author, already share the general outline of this team, right? In the design sheet, you can refer to author about smart health, smart home, smart energy efficiency. Just a general statement, right? And the exact album and abstract will be coming out from yourself and discussion with your SB, right? This is the example, right? Design sheet, worksheet. It's already attached in author. Don't worry, just a general statement, right? General statement. Assessment. Oh, this is something very important, right? Something very important. The assessment of IDP, yeah, we divided into two groups. Right? Individual assessment. So eventually you see that in the same group, right? Let's say HG1. HG1, yes, saya sibuk lah, tak boleh. Okay. Okay. Utility service, right? They probably termite right, on the aircon. Forget them. Okay, this IDP, we have the assessment on individual and group, right? For example, HG1, my group, right? We have 5 of them. Likely 5 of them eventually at the end of the semester might get different grade marks because we receive individual assessment, right? We also receive group assessment, right? Group assessment likely they receive almost the same marks, but individual assessment it depend on their participant as well as the marks that given by me according to attendance and progress report, right? And peer review, right? So that some may be ignorant, some may be ignorant and they did not commit. That is the problem, right? So I was approached by a student, right? Why my member got A, I got C, or I got B, and they ask for, is there something wrong with the assessment? Oh, probably somewhere here, right? Yeah, your partner sleep. Your partner sleep did not fill in peer review. Right? We have 2 times, week 5 and week 10. Or maybe did not fill in weekly progress report, right? Which is the member is filling, not right. For example, M1 is filling, M2 is filling, M3 never fill in any progress report, right? So don't be surprised, right? If you get this kind of marks because you think some other people do work for you is nice, right? You should be penalized, right? Right? As we know about this thing, right? Attendance as well, right? Please come, right? Because attendance will be recorded by our SB. SB going to evaluate your attendance, right? For those who are very busy and never come, that would be a very dangerous status, right? Attendance will be a minimum, right? Very busy and never come to meet your SB. Too busy, right? Okay, try to commit when you have meet with the supervisor and come up with the time, either partially or fully attended, right? Please come. Okay, the assessment, right? The evaluation and rubric, right? I'm saying the evaluation and rubric, right? The template you can check it out in the hotel. I'm not going to read it all, right? But for meeting, the attendance, there will be record of 10 meeting, right? Where you need to record it and post it to your supervisor, and the supervisor going to review it later on, right? And then the evaluation and rubrics will be found in learning material in author, okay? And then 10 weeks, you need to record minimum 10 weeks of attendance, right? Either online or maybe physical, right? It is not necessarily 10 weeks of meeting attendance to be made physical face to face. Right? It could be online, right? Or maybe sort of this chatting, right? Sometimes you might find difficulty to meet. It may be just a weekly chat, right? Weekly chat, right? On WhatsApp, or any media software. So these are the rubric. Progress report. Progress report will be done by every individual members. M1, right? Look at you. You have M1. Remember, this is very important. On a group. Where is the group? Let me check it out. Let me check it out. Okay. Can you see the group? Anybody answer me? Can you see the group?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Where I
Yes,
see
doctor.
HG1, for example, my group, right?
Yes, sir.
So under group, right? Thank you for answering me. HG1, we have no member number. This is very important. Let's say, for example, member number Hajik, right? Haji Hakimi is coded as member number M1. During answering this progress report, you need to tag yourself M1. Aika is M2. Hiam Chia Ying will be M3 and Akma will be M4 and Ng Chia Chun will be M5. So this code is very, very important, right? Your member. And this code is very important during peer review as well, right? Peer review, right? So be careful about this usage, right? Okay, let me show you, right? And weekly progress report, you are going to report 10 report out of 14 weeks, right? 10 report. The template is unaltered, right? To find out something to fill it in, and after your discussion among yourself and maybe with your SV, it's not necessary to be the progress report that is the meet. That means that you meet your supervisor. No, right? It's among yourself, right? What you have done, right? You can record it down on a weekly basis. Then very heavy marks, 30 marks. Remember, 30 marks, a lot. So every member, M1, M2, M3, M4 need to fill in alternatively. Right? For example, if you have 5 members, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, you need to fill in, right? And then rotate M1, M2, M3, M4, right? For those who have 4 members, you need to do twice, right? You need to do twice, right? M1, M2 will be doing twice, right? That is the fact, because sometimes we have no choice, right? Need to fill in. But filling this progress report is nothing. As long you work, right? You know what you are doing. So remember, in the report, please write your name as the reporter. Who write that report? I received previously. And for example, M2 copy M1 or the template and never change the header as the reporter as M2, right? He keep the same reporter as M1. M2 report M1, M3 also report as M1, M5 also report M1, M4 also report as M1. Eventually, only M1 receive the marks because the one who corresponding to that report is M1. So it need to change, right? You need to change that who is writing that report in the report. Okay, remember the template is in order. So this is forget the rubric, right? You can add in anything, right? You can add in a cat or maybe a block diagram or code, right? In the report, right? Anything, even picture, right? Or maybe somewhere you discuss in MACD, yes, put it in. Somewhere you discuss in a party and you discuss about it on in the lab, yes, you can record it, right? Progress report, right? Just a progress where from time to time how the works carry on, right? I encourage you to work in the lab, right? So I did encourage my group to meet in the lab as well. Next week I'm going to meet all of my group member in the lab, right? Because we have works in the lab and it's much easier, right, in the environment. Right? I try to get you to this idea. You need to get into the right environment. You don't, you know, you do work in a home. It's too cozy, right? Too cozy, right? Too cozy, right? It doesn't sound a right attitude and right culture. Do your work in a lab and the right cultures and where the environment is good, right? Try to make that arrangement. It's very important, right? Doing work sounds in at home sounds to be convenient sometimes, right? But it is sometimes the culture, the spirit is not correct, right? It might sound too cozy. Peer review, we've done it. We'll do it online. The form, the example of the form will be available in the portal. So every member, M1, for example, M1 need to evaluate the rest of them. M1 need to evaluate M2, M3, M4, M5, right? So does M2 need to evaluate the rest of them, right? So I encourage you for peer review. I encourage you, right? Say, imagine that you're working, you work in the industry, right? And if in a team, right, your member cannot perform and it affects your money. Let's say in a group, right? If one of the member or two a member did not perform or missing in action or did not reply in WhatsApp or whatever, did not turn up in the meeting or whatever, for many times even right, even you have reminded, and that affects your bonus, for example. Are you going to be mad? Are you going to be mad because it affects your money, your bonus? Same, I want you to have this spirit, right? If your member did not perform and it affect you, for those who did not fill in this form, the whole group will be penalized, right? The discount in the marks, you will not get 5 marks full. But I want you to remind yourself, right? For those who are really, you found your member cannot work together, just kick them out, right? But of course, before you dismiss any members, you need to persuade, right? You need to ask them to collaborate. I don't mind any member slow talker, slow learner, doesn't matter. But I need commitment. I want member to be committed. Some member could be slow, but they are good at something, right? Some member might good at coding. Some member might good be in the arrangement. Some member might be good at something like passion and doing this testing, right? You find some good element in everybody, but not everybody are perfect, right? Not everybody are perfect in an all-round player, no. But but what if your member doesn't commit, right? Commit, and then that would be a disaster, right? I want you to be involved, right, in this peer review seriously. If your member is found to be in perform, mixing in actions, right, you might evaluate them, right? Evaluate them in a lower marks, right? This is a reminder, right? 0 marks if not participate in the peer review. Anybody, right? And remember that week 5 and week 10 for this peer review, mostly our practice we open for 1 week only, and then we close the link. You cannot. Any of you who say, "Oh, I terlupa, I forgot, I didn't see the notice." Oh, I didn't see the notice. I thought I can feel it after that. Or all these excuses, right? We ignore, right? Jawatan kuasa, capstone committee, we ignore this. Even you ask your supervisor to pledge, right? Or, I won't attend it because we give 1 week to fill in a Google form, likely to be a Google form, right? Online form, just a few lines. Even a week, probably if you ignore a week, probably you ignore the rest, right? So you wouldn't attend, right? So please remember, do not ignore this peer review, right? Online, although it's 5 marks, right? 5 marks is a great, right? Proposal, right? On week 5, right? Right. Yeah, I talk about this proposal. Report is about 25, right? Please please get this template in this hotel. And this template, right, you need to include this IDP report, CPS, EA, and SDG template, attached all together as the appendix, right? You can submit to author later on, probably likely to be end of the semester. To author, I will form this group later on. You haven't seen it now. I will create this group in author. Okay, don't worry. 25 marks. Products, products will be evaluated by this panel, not me, right? SV do not evaluate products, right? By panel. Okay. Roadshow on week 14, not 15. I already discussed it, right? On week 14, which is 11 January 2024, 2024 next year, right? Okay. And then further achievement, right? We encourage you with your supervisor. You may publish a paper if your paper. What I did, right? That the works have been compiled and published a paper, or maybe involved in the competition, right? Time to time, we ask if any of you are interested in these competitions, either university level or national level or international level. And lastly, regarding this pitching, we are going to invite, yes, we are going to invite serious, right? Serious, I mean serious player from the group, right? Serious player from the group to get into this pitching exercise. Pitching exercise is that you think you want to involve in this business and run a company, and you got some products, innovation you want to sell. You want to develop this thing. Say, for example, I create a handphone. Let's say I create a handphone, example. And this handphone is very different with Arduino, and this handphone is able to control the satellite. For example, I got this design and it's very special. I got this patent. I want to look for investor. Pitching is the business activities. You want to look for how you design this pitching, right? So we will invite serious player who will be get into this exercise. Only a few group together with PSM, right? We will invite later on. Don't worry. Okay. Innovations. This is what okay, the group, right? Don't worry. The group, right? You already in. And these are the picture taken from last semester, where we have all during the showcase, during the show day. You're given a table in the lab, probably a number of you, and then you need to present, right? Panel coming in and picture taken, and you need to exercise, present some questions. And I think student coming in as well. There are some picture I didn't put it in, many of them, right? Student from schools, right, coming in, and they will ask question. They ask question about your project. They are interested at your works, right? From primary school and secondary school, probably STEM program, right? Or maybe Reka Bentuk, right? Or maybe Cikgu also come. We have, right? We have. And that's it. Previous one. You may I'll share this slide later on. You may want to check with this link later on. Can you see YouTube? Anybody answer me?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor.
Boleh YouTube
Really,
we upload this project this is supervised by me because there are many of them you can see them yes. And then we got and the way that we present, where we focus on how actually you bring out the problem. You bring out the problem, and how actually you present the problem itself. You present the problem, right? And then how actually you tackle the problem, where you consider a number of consideration, which is a complex problem solving, right? And then you come up with the solution, how you work it out, the solution, with the limited resources. Right? If you have car, right? My student got my V, right? Year four got my V, yes? They got car. And they come up with some resources, right? Resources from their house, right? The wheelchair is one of the student bring for, right? From them, right? It's not from me. I didn't sponsor the wheelchair. And there's some they spend a couple of hundreds to buy from Mr. DIY and innovate and pay to this workshop, right? To do this welding, to do this the structure of the design, the framework, right? All these metalworks. I ask them to pay lah. Otherwise, the welding skill is very, very challenging, right? It needs training, right? You may check out a number of innovation, right? Innovation through these videos, some of them interesting. They pay attention to the framework, how the presentation, right? And I think you need to polish up, right? Polish up the skill, right? Okay. Okay, I've stopped the video. I'm stopping the videos. Okay, back to the PowerPoint. Back to the PowerPoint. You can get the link, right? Also, some roadshow example video from the previous SEM 1, right? The SEM before that. Some others, right? We have a number of videos, right? You need to check it out. Okay. Thank you very much, right? Any question? Any questions? Well, I complete this sharing on this IDP implementation and philosophy. Okay, if you have any question regarding this IDP, you may raise, right? Even the SV can ask, no problem. I think among the participants, we have SV. Any questions? I will share this slide, no problem. Don't worry, you don't need to copy. Right? I'll share in Alter. Any questions? Player? You may want to type it if you think. Sun Jingfeng asked, ever publish a paper submit to a journal, get published, you get paid. Oh, this is a promotion, huh? Promotion. Dr. Sun, right? Dr. Sun say if you have any paper to publish internally from this FKE, right? Integrated technology, right? Emerging advance in integrated technology, you publish, right? And you are able to get 100 ringgit from this editorial board, right? 100 ringgit, right? Is a bonus, right? It's a bonus. I think it's a good promotion, right? Good promotion for all SB also. You may want to get to this awareness, right? Okay. I think this MS team get the attendance record automatically. Sorry. Okay, Dr. Sun already replied. Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Sun. Yes, any question? SB or any promotion regarding to budgeting or maybe funding, right? Or maybe any channel of competitions, MIDC or any internal. Yes, you may want to share in the master group or maybe here or there. Share with me or maybe in the master group also can share. So that it's not a compulsory, but we encourage students and SB to get involved, right, in this competition. I think next year, right? Next year we have this I2E competition, something like this, right? Launched by FKEE next year, where we have internal competition and also school level. Yes. IEEE, ICE.
Yeah.
Okay.
International Invention and Competition 2024.
Thank you, Dr. Khairul. Thank you. So we may want to involve in this if we have, I think sempat ke Dr. Harun? kalau
Sempat.
IDP habis pada Januari?
Sempat.
Okay, now we have a lot of applicants for IDP. It is possible, right? It's possible to from FKE contribute from IDP. Yes, why not? It's only the money to get. Probably you need to find some location to enroll in this I2E something like this competition, right? Perlu duit ya?
Perlu.
Perlu bayaran ya?
100 or
Yeah, 100 Okay, ask me to pay.
okay.
And then you get 100 rebate from this publication in this journal. A good plan, right? A good plan. Any info to share among the SV or student? Any info? Or any query before we stop? Right? It's now 10:12, right? Terlebih 1 jam. 10:12. Well, I think you must be hungry. I also be hungry now. Go time for lunch. Any questions? Or maybe you want to type? Okay. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you very much.
No, doctor, thank you.
All right. Hello.
No questions. Thank
No
you.
question. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop the recording. I hope